Craig's loading up the truck, he's headed out of town. Another duck season has finally rolled around. Well, he's hunted across this country, made a lot of friends. And the one thing they love most is chasing the duck hunter's dream. Yes, Flyway Highway is rolling down the road to different destinations. There'll be stories to be told, from Canada to Louisiana and everywhere in between. Yes, Flyway Highway, chasing the duck hunter's dream.
Bradley Smoker proudly presents the Flyway Highway. Bradley takes your outdoor cuisine to a whole new level. Also brought to you by the Remington Arms Company, Yamaha ATVs and side-by-side vehicles, EOTech holographic weapon sights, Mojo Outdoors, and waterfowl wading systems, quality and innovation taken to the extreme. Now let's join Craig on the road.
On this week's episode of the Flyway Highway, I'm in East Central Arkansas, one of the very best duck hunting locations in the country. Arkansas's reputation for duck hunting is legendary. Situated in the heart of the Mississippi Flyway, Arkansas offers waterfowl hunters the perfect combination of location and habitat. Arkansas harvests more mallard ducks than any other state. That's why it's an important stop for me on the Flyway Highway. Hey, it's day one of my Arkansas flooded green timber hunt. Now I'm here with Antonio Jones, a world champion duck caller, and my good friend Greg Goodall, who does the Flyway Highway theme songs. Now Antonio, tell our viewers a little bit about this hunt.
Well, we're just southeast of Stuttgart, about 5 miles, and actually the water came up, had a big rain. And so yesterday we came back in there and scouted this area out, and the ducks was in here. So it's gonna be good.
Oh, that sounds good to me. I love flooded green timber hunting. You ready, Greg?
I'm ready.
All right, let's whack them and stack them.
Cool.
Okay, we're waiting for these birds to start flying now. Antonio won the world champion duck calling contest in 2011, correct, in Stuttgart. Now, what's your technique for calling these birds in this flooded green timber environment?
Well, a lot of people, I'm polar opposite of the average people that think, you gotta be quiet in the woods. Well, we like going after those high bunch flight ducks, and so we use a cut down style of call that is actually louder than the average J-frame call. So we blow aggressively and a lot harder until we get them on the trees in a closer range, and then we back way off.
Then you back off, yeah. But you really got to get their attention to get them to suck into this canopy, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Aggressively.
it sounds good. We've got probably 13 guys here in this hole. We're all blasting on the calls, and hopefully it's going to be a real good hunt.
Oh yeah. Later on up in the day, the sunshine gets up, the wind's blowing. It should be good.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. We've got a bunch of friends of ours, local here, friends of Greg's and Antonio's, helping us out, and the first bird went down.
Hit hard.
Hit hard, yeah, that's right. Get him, Greg, get him! Nice shot. Guys, get him, get him! Take him, take him! Down they go. All right, we got Hayden here, and Hayden just shot his first mallard duck. Hold that up for the camera, Hayden. Look at that, man, that is a nice duck, Hayden. Wow. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. small spread with a lot of motion.
Uh-huh,
And
absolutely.
So they can key in on areas instead
Boy,
of us.
I see you've got 3 Mojos out there, and you actually have their dove spinners.
Yes.
And you like those because they spin faster?
Spin faster.
You like that in the
Absolutely.
timber, yeah.
Especially if you're hunting a tight area that's kind of hard to get to.
Sure.
It's not as bulky as a bigger Mojo, so it makes it easier for us to
Right.
get in and out too.
Yeah, and those Mojos really work, as you know. They suck them right in, boy.
Absolutely.
Those 2 birds really worked on them good.
Don't touch that remote. The Flyway Highway will be right back after these messages.
This segment of the Flyway Highway is brought to you by Silo Socks, realistic portable windsock decoys. All right, we got a little lull in the action. The guys are building a fire behind us. Now, Greg, we want to test out your, what do you call it, a cappella technique on the Flyway Highway song. Hit it.
Go for it, all right. And Craig's loading up the truck. He's headed out of town. Another duck season has finally rolled around. Well, he's hunted across this country, made a lot of friends. And the one thing they love most is chasing the duck hunter's dream. Yes, Flyway Highway is rolling down the road to different destinations. There'll be stories to be told. From Canada to Louisiana and everywhere in between. Yes, Flyway Highway, chasing the duck hunter's dream.
All right, what do you think, guys, huh? Fantastic. Preston, you got your first mallard, huh?
Yeah.
Hold that up, look at that. All right. Preston got his first mallard. Where are you from, Preston?
Georgia.
Georgia. All right, so we got 2 guys now, 2 young men, got their first mallards this morning out here in the flooded timber. You know, I think my viewers would be interested in, Antonio, is you could explain a little the differences between competition calling, which obviously you're an expert at, and, you know, calling out here in the woods. Are there big differences?
I use a call that's real broad, real deep, and has a lot of pop to it. But then once you get the ducks are way off, all we're trying to do is get them to hear 1 or 2 notes.
Sure.
That's it. Now we got their attention. They're looking at the decoys. The Mojos are going. They can key in on it. My advice on just basic calling is everything you do derives off of quack. If you can quack, everything else will fall into place. And it's just like whistling. If you can go, or if you can say the word hoot, or get, or goo, you can quack.
Yeah. That's
Turn
it.
the call around. Now, a cadence of a hen mallard is just 5 quacks put together.
Sure.
Again, everything derives off the quack. When they're on the water, they're content, or if there's a big mass of them, they're clucking like. And all I'm saying is K-U-K, cook, 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 cook.
Interesting.
Speeding it up, cook, 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 cook. But you always start off slow.
Yeah, sure. Some very good advice from our world champion duck caller. On this week's Duck Truck Upgrade segment, we're going to install a K&N air intake system onto our vehicle. This system is going to increase the power of our diesel engine. Hey, more power is always good. Installation is simple and straightforward. There's 3 main components to the system: the heat shield, the intake tube, and the filter. The first step is to remove that restrictive factory air box. It's real simple and only takes a minute. Now you mount the system's heat shield where the factory air box was located. This protects the K&N filter from the heat of the engine. Next, you mount the system's intake tube. This specially designed tube improves the air path between the filter and the engine. This is important for horsepower gains. You simply connect one end of the tube to the heat shield and the other end to the turbo inlet. There's a couple other minor steps involved that are just as easy. Finally, you mount the K&N high flow filter to the intake tube. Now this filter isn't inside a restrictive air box. It's a large cone-shaped open element filter that provides more surface area than a stock filter, which means better breathability and more horsepower. K&N estimates an increase of over 16 horsepower and 33 foot-pounds of torque for this particular engine. K&N is the world's leading manufacturer of performance air filters and air intake systems, and they back their products with a limited million-mile warranty. K&N also makes air intake systems for ATVs and UTVs. We installed one on our Yamaha Viking, and it's really made a difference in throttle response and overall performance. Now, for more information on all the great products K&N makes, go to their website or the Flyway Highway website. Hey, we'll be right back with more Flyway Highway after these messages.
This segment of the Flyway Highway is brought to you by Gunzilla, the world's best gun cleaner.
All right, splashed the first one of the morning. How about that, huh?
Good shot, man.
Hey, it's the second day of my Arkansas hunt here with Greg Goodall, and we got a little bit different hunt here this morning. We're out on the Bayamita, WMA, outside of Stuttgart, Arkansas. Greg, tell the viewers a little bit more about it.
I was hunting flooded timber in a good hole. My brother's friends hunt frequently when they're down here, and they usually kill a lot of ducks out of here.
Yeah, and well, it looks like it's going to be a great morning. Of course, his brother is Steve, who's right over there. Hey, wave hi, Steve. There he is. But he's got us on a real honey hole here, and again, this is the Bayamita. It's a public green timber hunting area, very famous spot here in Arkansas, and the birds are starting to fly, and we just splashed our first one. We've got about 10 or 12 guys around this great big hole, and we've got a real small spread, just a little block of floaters out. We've got our mojos, of course, and that sucked the bird. We've got a spinning wing mojo mallard. We've got a flyway feeder and a floating mojo, and between those three, sucked that bird right in, didn't it?
They're coming.
Oh, you gotta love it. Well, let's get some more. Guys, get him, get him! Cut him! All right, we got another beautiful Drake mallard here. Now, you know, this bird sucked right into this mojo. You know, the mojo is one of the most effective tools in a waterfowl hunter's arsenal. On a sunny day like today, the reflection of these rotating wings, it's just deadly. Here, I'm going to turn this off and show you something that's really neat about the mojo product. The wings, they pop on via a magnet. There's no thumb screws. You know, with a thumb screw, they can work their way loose, the wing can fall off, they fall in the water, and you're out of luck. But not with the mojo. They just pop right on, just like this. And of course, I use a remote control to run it, and just a super, super effective product that really brings in the ducks. Holy smokes, you get one, Steve? Wow, it is raining ducks here. They are really working, huh, Greg? Look at that. Wow, we had about 10 of them come in, locked right in, keyed on the deeks, and put a hurting on them, huh?
Shot them.
There's one right there. We got two more over there. Woo!
Got a cripple.
You gotta love that. Hey, I'm here with Wade Bradley at Bradley Smoker, and today we're gonna show you how to smoke and cook duck and geese. Wade?
Thanks, Craig. We have some fresh geese and duck breasts that we just brined up, and we're going to load them up in our fully automatic hot or cold food smoker.
Well, let's do it. Open the door here. Now, this is the 4-rack model, Wade, correct?
It is. We also have a 6-rack, but this is our premier and ideal product for out in the field.
And very easy to use. It's basically a set it and forget it device. We're loading up these racks. Boy, they look good, Wade. I tell you, I love shooting duck and geese on the Flyway Highway, and man, I really love eating them, especially on this Bradley smoker. Okay, now what's the next step?
Well, we're going to demonstrate how the machine works, and it burns one of these biscuits once every 20 minutes, and then the old biscuit is extinguished in the pot of water.
All right, and now the biscuits come in different flavors, correct?
They do. Presently we're using a whiskey oak. Comes from the old barrels that they make whiskey and bourbon out of in North America.
Oh, sounds good. Now the control panel, explain how that works.
Right here on this side we're going to control the temperature of the oven. So we're going to set it for about 220 degrees. Right there, time, we're going to want to smoke for about 4 hours. And over here is your smoke time. And let's say we're going to smoke for 3 hours on this one. A little heavy on the smoke?
Right.
Okay. Good.
I like a smoky flavor.
And that's it. Get the door closed and we're ready to go.
So in about 4 or 5 hours, it's bon appetit.
You bet.
Sounds good.
This segment of the Flyway Highway is brought to you by Gator Tracks Boats and Mud Buddy Motors.
This is Yamaha's new Viking 6 side-by-side. The Viking 6 is tough, practical, and can comfortably seat 6 people. The original 3-seat Viking is a great vehicle, but now Yamaha has really upped the ante with the new Viking with seating for 6. The rock-solid 686cc liquid-cooled 4-stroke, 4-valve, fuel-injected engine makes awesome power from extremely low speeds to high RPMs. Yamaha's engine braking system reduces the need for frequent braking during challenging situations like tight turns and downhill inclines. The continuously variable transmission provides excellent starting acceleration, and the Yamaha belts are legendary for their bulletproof reliability. The large capacity air intake system improves high RPM range output for more top-end power and easier servicing. Large diameter front and rear disc brakes with dual piston calipers ensure good balance and power during braking with and without cargo loads. The driver-operated on-command mode selector allows for differential shifting based on changing road and ground conditions. It's a simple rotary-type switch for smooth operation. The electric starter switch, shift lever, and parking brake are all in close proximity to the right of the steering wheel for good usability. A sturdy steel bed with 600-pound load capacity is ready to work. Tilt the cargo bed with a simple unlock lever. A 2-inch receiver comes standard on the Viking. Insert a hitch and you're set to tow with 1,100 pounds of payload. If you're looking for a side-by-side that thrives on performing in the roughest conditions with unbeatable durability, look no further than the new Yamaha Viking 6 side-by-side. Check one out at a Yamaha dealer near you. Hey. All right, nice shot. Woo-hoo, man.
Dude.
Put the EOTech right on him, Greg.
That is sweet. I got one on my AR. I had no idea you can put those on a shotgun.
Now, for those of you that don't know, an EOTech is a holographic weapon sight. It's basically a tubeless heads-up display, and on the glass pane it has an illuminated ring and dot. And I simply put the dot on the bird, pull away from my lead, squeeze a trigger, it's a done deal. And you know, unlike tube sights, the EOTech doesn't restrict your peripheral vision. You can shoot with both eyes open the way you're supposed to shoot birds on the wing, and you still have your vision on both sides. It's really a neat item. As you know,
like
you've got one on your AR, but
They're very sweet.
yeah, you can adjust the brightness up and down. It's mil-spec, waterproof, shockproof, dustproof, and it's a lot of fun to shoot ducks with. Hey, the Flyway Highway wants to give a special thanks to Greg Goodall and his brother Steve for putting us on this fantastic Arkansas green timber hunt the last 2 days. Guys, I had a great time out here.
Great having you. Come back next year.
Hey, I would love to. I'll tell you what, let's get our birds head in. I'll get the Viking. We'll load up, go back to the Green Timber Lodge. I got a surprise for you guys. I'm gonna fire up my Bradley smoker when we get back to the lodge. We're gonna have smoked duck tonight for dinner. What do you think?
Sounds good to me. Absolutely.
All right, let's do it.
Be sure to tune in next week when Craig heads further down the Flyway Highway.
Well, hey, our smoked ducks and geese are done. Now we're just kicking back and relaxing after a great day of hunting. Good times and good friends. You can't beat that, can you guys?
Yeah, right.
Doesn't get any better than this.
Well, hey, let's dig in.
Yes, fly